Welcome to the Breakdown. I'm your host, Diane Rembert, avid reader, award winning literary blogger, and the founder of Diamond's Literary World, which is my footprint in the literary industry. Today, I want to talk to you all about Flagrant, which is a novella, and of the first of a new series by Alexandria House, which is focusing on the St. Louis Cyclones. Now, if you guys remember, or if you've read the McLean brothers, book number 2, that focused on brother Leland, you know that Leland played for the St. Louis Cyclones, and he had a best friend named Polo, and Polo had a girlfriend named Kendra. Well, so we were introduced to them in that series. So I highly recommend that you start there so that you're familiar with these characters. This is somewhat of a spin-off, and again, there's going to be 2 other books in the series talking about 2 other teammates. So we are introduced to young Polo as a child, who is growing up in a very, very toxic and abusive household. He sees things that he has no business seeing at his age. His dad I guess what you would say, Papa was a Rolling Stone. He is constantly running around on his mother with other women, and she although she takes him back, she physically abuses him on more than one occasion, as somewhat of a payback, if you will. And so he's growing up in this household, and then he meets this young lady named Kendra. And Kendra is yet another broken soul who is being raised by she's a preacher's kid, so her mother is the pastor, but she runs her house like by martial law. It's almost ridiculous, the punishments that she puts, or gives out to her daughter, for just little or nothing. And so we meet Kendra, who is just trying to function day to day, trying to hide her abuse at home. So these 2 broken individuals come together, and they go through so many trials and tribulations. There is so much hurt, there is so much pain, and they're trying to heal the other person, at times neglecting their self. But what happens is something very, very devastating happens, and at one point Kendra I can't take it anymore, and she leaves. And at that point, Polo realizes, okay, you know what? I have to get my life together. I think it's that makes Polo go and seek help for himself, to dig deep down into his past and his hurt and his pain. Kendra has to deal with the pain not just from Polo, but from her past as well. What happens is this story is very non-predictable. I will say that you will not see this ending coming. However, it was a discussion, and I want to say that most people in the discussion room on Clubhouse, you guys have to come and join us over on Clubhouse, because we have some really good discussions. They felt like Kendra was justified in her actions, and then there were others who felt like she wasn't. And so that created an interesting conversation. I wish I would have recorded it and put it here on YouTube because I'd like to know what you guys thought. But it's not too late for you to come and tell me your thoughts. If you've read Flagrant by Alexandria House, now you guys know how Alexandria gets, so you already know it was juicy. Oh boy, was it juicy. But I want to hear your thoughts. Come and tell me what you think. I want to know if they were similar to mine or if they were similar to, some of the other people that were discussing this book. Because it got a little heated for a minute there. It really did because people stood on their convictions. And it wasn't surprising to Alexandria that people stood on their convictions about how they felt about Kendra at the end. But, you know, it was, I will say that Kendra was a woman scorned. Um, and when a woman's fed up, you just never know. But I want you guys to go and read it. I want you guys to um, go and see some familiar characters. I'm telling you right now, Leland is my favorite McLean brother. So Leland and his wife show up a few times, more than a few times, because they were the couple um, that Polo and Kendra turned to. So Leland and Kim were there as a rock for these two people, and of course, well, I'm not going to tell you that because there's another surprise in this one. When I tell you, I yeah, one of my favorites showed up in Flagrant, and I just hope that that you guys are as humored as I was about this special guest. Um, and if you know me, you already know who my favorite character from the McLean series is. I think he's one of the more popular characters in the McLean series. So go and check out Flagrant and let me know. With that being said, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch the video. I especially want to thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you have not done so, please take a minute to do that now. Don't forget to hit the bell because it will notify you when I have uploaded new content to the channel. So, with that being said, happy reading and be blessed.